Hi, I am K. Limbadri, Assistant Professor in MLR Institute of Technology. In this video, I am going to present the crystallographic points. Let us start now. In my previous video, I have explained about the 7 crystal systems. Okay, so today we will continue from this point. Now, the example for this cubic unit cell, the material, the example for this cubic unit cells that present in this materials are copper. Okay, I will write here. Example for this cubic units, cubic crystallographic systems are copper, aluminium, iron, and salt also, NaCl. And the example for the second crystal system, that is tetragonal, the examples are TiO2 and beta phase tin, and the materials that has orthorhombic crystal systems are, I will write here, gallium and alpha phase sulfur. And the example for this hexagonal system, the famous example is calcium carbonate. Okay. Oh, sorry, not calcium carbonate. This is for the orthorhombic rhombohedral. For this example for this hexagonal are zinc and zirconium, magnesium, cadmium. And for this monoclinic system, KNO2, calcium sulfate, okay, and rhombohedral here another name, this is trigonal, so this is also called rhombohedral. So the example for this is calcium carbonate. CaCO3. And triclinic, for triclinic, K2S2O3 and K2Cr2O7. Okay. Now, as we have discussed from the first starting of from this course, we have explained that in the microstructure we will find grains. Okay, and within the grains we can see the atoms arranged properly, and that arrangements are classified into these 7 crystal systems. Okay, now it means there are unit cells present in the grains, right? So now if I want to explain some phenomena that is happening within a unit cell, then I need to specify the area where that phenomena is happening. Okay. So to specify that area or the direction or the plane on which that phenomena is happening, to explain this, we have the concept called crystallographic points, crystallographic directions and crystallographic planes. Now we will start the crystallographic points. Okay. Crystallographic points. Crystallographic points. So let us try to understand first of all with some examples, then how to represent these crystallographic points, then I will define these things. So let us start the one example by drawing one unit cell. So let us say this is one unit cell. Okay. Now this is, let us say this is x axis, y axis and it is z axis. This is the origin. Now consider the length of this unit cell in x direction is, let us say this is 4 nanometers in x direction. Okay. And in y direction, let us say this is 3 nanometers. And in z direction, let us say this z direction, in this z direction, this is around 2 nanometers. Okay. Now, according to the Cartesian coordinate systems, if I want to specify this point, this corner point, okay, this corner point, let us say this point is P. How I will specify this point? According to Cartesian coordinate system, P is specified by writing that within these round brackets, and if I go in the x direction, I want to reach this point P. Okay, now to reach that one, I need to move in the x direction 4 nanometers. So 4 comma, and I need to move in the y direction. So I also write that path. Sorry, this in this direction 4 nanometers. Then in y direction, I need to move 3 nanometers, right? 3 nanometers, and then comma, I need to move in z direction 2 nanometers. Okay, this is 2 nanometers. Then I will reach this point P. So this point P is specified as a 4 comma 3 comma 2. Okay, but this is not the crystallographic point. This is just a Cartesian coordinate system, one point that is represented. Okay, now, but it is not the crystallographic point. Okay, crystallographic points, let us say I will with the example, with this I will explain. The same point can be represented like this. In crystallographic point representation, we use whatever the length may be, okay, na? That is considered as a 1 unit. It means this 4 nanometers in x direction, so this is considered as a 1 unit. Okay, this is 1 unit in x direction, and this in y direction this is considered as a 1 unit, and in z direction this is considered as a 1 unit. Okay, now if this point P is represented, because to get that point I need to move in the x direction 1 unit. Okay, therefore it is represented as a 1, and in y direction, so means I need to get this point, to get that point I need to move in the y direction 1 unit, therefore here we can write 1, and then to reach that point I need to move in z direction 1 unit, so it is taken as 1. So this is called, the point P is represented as 1 comma 1 comma 1. So this is a crystallographic point. Okay, now we will take another point so that it will be very clear. Let us say the point is here. I am taking another point. Okay, so that is let us consider that as a P2. Okay, P2. P2. Okay. If this P2 is at the position that it is half of this length, means this is at 3.3 nanometers, right? Means this P2 is in the y direction, this is 1.5 at 1.5 nanometer, means it is half of this edge. Okay, it is at half length of this edge. Now how to reach this P2 point? I need to move in the x direction 1 unit. Okay, and in the in the y direction half unit. This is half. Okay, this is half. This is half of this unit length. Okay, half of this unit length. Then next I need to move in the z direction. I need to move in the z direction 1 unit. Okay, it means 1 unit in the x direction, half unit in the y direction, and 1 unit in the z direction. So this is how we represent the crystallographic points. Okay, now? So let us try to define what it means, the crystallographic points. So yeah, any location, I can write like this. Any location that is specified in terms of its coordinates, but it is not Cartesian coordinates. Okay, its coordinates as fractional multiplications fractional multiples of its edge lengths. This is how we represent the crystallographic points. Let us do one example, one problem. So in this problem, it is given as we need to find out, means we need to find out this point on this unit cell. Means we need to locate this point, this crystallography points. Okay, now. So how to locate this point? See, it is given as 1.4 1 by 2. It means this in x direction I need to move 1 by 4th of this edge length. Okay, now what is the edge length? It is given as a in x direction. In x direction the edge length is 0.48 nanometers. Therefore I need to move 1 by 4th. So what will happen? 1 by 4 into 0.48, that is equals to 0.12. So I need to move from origin to in the x direction, that is 0.12. I will write here 0.12. Okay. Next, y is 1 unit, right? So what is the in y direction? What is the edge length? In y direction, edge length is 0.46 nanometers, and the in y direction I need to move one unit directly. Okay, na? So it means from here in y direction I have to move one unit, means entire length. Okay, na? So that is 0.46 nanometers. Next, half of the edge length in the z direction. Okay, na? So right now in the z direction, what is the edge length? 0.40 nanometers, and so I need to move in the z direction. Half of its length means 0.40 is equals to, now it will become 0.2. So therefore I need to move half of this edge length, so I have to move up to here. So now, so this is the point. This is the point that is represented as 1 by 4 1 by 2. Okay, so we have located that point. Understood? I hope everybody understood this concept. Thank you very much for listening. We will meet in the next concept, crystallographic directions. Thank you.